Okay, okay, we are here now. We are here. Tembu is here. Finally, the first ever episode of Brave Beginnings with Tembu. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm not sure what to really talk about because there's like a lot going on in my mind right now. But I don't even have a title for the podcast, but it will probably be something along the lines of how did I get here, right? Like just how did I wake up and decide I'm gonna start a podcast with zero subscribers and zero following? How? Just how, Mamtembu? How? Like I said in the intro, this is a safe space, so you're going to be talking about everything, and one step at a time. You're figuring out life. We talk relationships, career, health, and all. Right? I'll just be here to bear it all, and I'll obviously have guests. I'm talking to people right now. It's looking good. So maybe second episode we might have a guest on the podcast. I'm excited for that. But yeah, who is Mam Tembu and how did we get here? Mam Tembu is a 25-year-old woman in South Africa, and wow, she holds a BA degree in visual multimedia. So professionally, Mam Tembu is an artist, right? And I've worked in the space, but I didn't stay long. I only worked for 1 year, and then I quit. Yeah, and I think that's like the reason why this whole thing started. It's because I was home and I didn't have a job because I quit my job. Why, Mum Temu? Before that, and I think just before, even first week when I got to my job, I knew that, I just knew, I don't know how I knew that I'm not gonna stay here for long. It's great. I went to school and this is what I studied for. It was a blessing because literally a week after my graduation, I'd gotten this job, and it's very weird how I even landed in that desk. I was not interviewed. Yes, I know. It was a week after my graduation. I went on Facebook and I just searched media internships, and I saw this post and I emailed my CV. And the next thing you know, I'm called into the office and then I'm introduced to people and I'm told, okay, we need someone with the skills that you have. We like your CV. So yeah, have a seat and show us what is it that you can do. I was like, okay, what? And I really did enjoy myself. I left my mark. One thing about that place that I worked at, I know that I've left my mark, majority of stuff that I did, because also I'm young, new energies, fresh ideas, new ways of doing stuff, especially in digital marketing, social media marketing. I was very great with that. And yeah, I just left my mark, and yeah, I did really my value, my impact was felt, my presence was felt in the space, and there were beautiful people, right? There were beautiful people I enjoyed, but it just felt like I don't know, it doesn't make me want to come alive. I don't feel like I'm alive. It's great. And at first I thought maybe it's also the system. Yeah, I think it was just the 9 to 5 system that really was not working for me. I just felt like no, just no. It's not working for me. And worse, in these spaces you're not even met halfway. Like you realize you're actually doing a lot of work, but the salaries, yeah, don't really match the type of stuff that you do, right? And I know there's a new role. Oh wait, I forgot to mention. You see, now I'm just going over. It was the first day internship, and then I got a contract, right, as now a junior designer, which was great, but I did enjoy it. Yeah, I didn't feel like I was alive. I didn't feel like that. So just a year later, I applied for Yali. It's called the Young African Leaders Initiative. It was funded by the former President Barack Obama. to invest in young African leaders. So we get trained, we get skills. There's like exchange program. It's a beautiful, prestigious program. And I got selected. How? I do not know. Because it was just this one December, the first year, because I worked from June, and then one December I was home. That December I was home. And I was just like, um it's a great job, it's great people, but I don't feel happy, so maybe I need to look into doing something else. And this Yali thing just popped in my email. I'm like, okay, let me check it out. Because even before this, I'm just an active person. So I'm a leader in my community. I work with the youth a lot, but also in my student days while I was studying with UNISA, I was very active in like student politics. So I have, in that aspect, in that field, I have like a great profile. So yeah, it convinced them enough to give me a chance, even though I worked in like a different space. I wasn't working in government or public administration or politics. I wasn't in that space, but I had a good background. During interviews and the essays that I wrote, I expressed how I'm very interested in trying to use the skills that I have, the education that I have, to impact the public administration and the governance space. And they gave me an opportunity. And I sat there, I'm like, so these people want me to go represent South Africa in this great program, and I'm going to have to be away for 2 months, right? And I had literally just signed the new junior designer contract, literally a month, okay, after. And I was like, you know what? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It doesn't come every day. And for the fact that I've literally been saying that I don't want to be here anymore, I don't think corporate is for me. Let me take this opportunity and I'll see where it lands me, right? And of course, it wasn't just an easy decision. I went through a lot of emotions. It was a lot. I had to talk to a lot of people, my family as well. My sister very supportive, my mom, my dad, and we spoke about this. We did a lot of research, and they were like, you know what? Go do what you want to do. We will support you regardless. Like, do what you want to do. You will always have our support. And yeah, next thing you know, I'm on my laptop and I'm drafting that resignation letter. And then I submitted. Yeah, it was, wow. Emotionally, yeah, it was hectic because especially for people that I worked with, they just felt a bit betrayed. Like, how could you do that? Like, we really trusted you, We didn't even interview you for this. Like, we really trusted in your spirit, in your skills, and you liked your personality, and you came here and then you did your part. How come you leave us like that? And there were so many things waiting to be done by me, because like I was the only person who was doing what I was doing in the team. So yeah, it was not great. I'm not gonna lie. But at the end of the day, they understood. I had a long chat with my bosses, and I really explained, guys, as much as this is great and it's a solid thing, I'm just going away and I'm not sure if I'm going to have a job after that, but I feel like it's the right thing to do. I'm still young. Let me go explore, and this is something that doesn't come every day. You don't go represent your country in such huge program every day. Okay, I had to go give this a chance. And yeah, it was amazing at the end, and they were happy and they let me go with open hearts and open arms, and they're like, we wish you all the best, right? I did the program. Amazing, I'll tell you. Though I did feel a bit, I don't know, the imposter syndrome. I did feel like I don't belong, because literally there's 6 of us from South Africa and the rest are from other countries. And these are people who are learned, learned academics, people working in government, the young people doing amazing things. And now that I'm back from the program, I'm glad I did it. I am glad I did it because those people inspired me. They awakened something in me that I didn't know I had. I just had to go through that. I had to quit my job, guys. I had to do it to be part of that program because my life has changed now, right? So yeah, I was back. I'm back now. I don't have a job, but something happened where I, yeah, I was sort of given an opportunity to go back to corporate, but something in me said no. I know it's crazy. You're like, Reba, you're risking. You're a serious risk taker. I am. I am. But I was like, you know what? I know it does not make sense. A lot of people don't even understand, but why would you do that? You've quit your job first and you see that no things, as much as you had a great experience at Yali, you're still without a job, okay? And you're 25, you're getting old. So go for that. Something said no. Something said no, don't do that. Because I had this, like I have this in me that something is going to come up. Yali is going to put me, Yali, just having that Yali certificate, it's going to put me into bigger, even bigger spaces. I do not want to waste my time in corporate, but I also don't want to waste the company's time. Okay, I don't, because the thing is, I resigned from my job, right? My first job, I resigned, and I don't want to now go into a different company and then get another opportunity while I'm there and then resign again. I don't think that's great for my brand. Because I mean, these are things that you're gonna have to that I have to explain when I get to interviews. Why did you leave your first job? Why did you leave your second job? And resigning is not a great reason, you know. So I had to, I really had to think deep about it. I'm just like, you know what? Let it go. Should things not go right, I'll look for a job next year again. you know, yeah. So yeah, that is me. Yeah, I'm just really a girl who is doing her, and that process requires a lot of courage and bravery. And I didn't know I have that, but this is what this whole phase of my life is teaching me, that I am a brave girl. I'm not scared to do things that scare a lot of people. I'm just doing things that make sense to me. And I was just thinking recently that, for the woman that I want to be in my 30s, it makes a lot of sense for me to be wanting to travel and working with international NGOs, and just being out there and engaging with different types of people, that cultural exchange, because that's what I want, that's what I want. I want to travel. I want to go back to school. I want to be an academic. I'm very passionate about social change. I'm very passionate about social impact. Apologies for that. That is me. I want to be a humanitarian, and yeah. So I rejected that second interview for that role where I was supposed to go back to corporate. I rejected it literally on a Thursday. Then the next Thursday, I had an interview with an international NGO, and they said they like me. So, I mean, I started this podcast before this interaction, the interview with the international NGO. I started this podcast because literally I was like, I need to do something with my life, and I need to tell my story, and maybe someone will relate to this story. You just never know. I was like, and I'm also low-key bored. And I have all these resources here, so let me start this podcast, and let's see where it goes. Let me document my life, and maybe build like maybe a small community, yeah. So the podcast actually started before. I mean, the idea and the making of the podcast art and channels and social started before I got the news that I'm actually selected to be now to work with this now international NGO. So yeah, that is me right now. I hope it's making sense. Oh my gosh, first episode, I'm nervous. But yeah, in a nutshell, that is Mamtembu, a young, curious person who loves education. So I'm still, because I did a BA in visual arts. There's so many things that there's so many options for postgrad, but my visual art degree kind of limits me. So, which is why I'm looking for like at international universities, and which is why I feel it's very important to build my portfolio with NGOs and do the work that I eventually want to do something and build a portfolio in the work that will help me get accepted into a postgrad program in the sociology space, because that's where I want to go actually. Well, I'm not sure, but I really love sociology. I really love political science as well as international relations. So yeah. So you see there's that clash. Though I do have a certificate in public management and governance from a college just before I did my BA degree. Okay, that's also a story that I need to tell because it's also very interesting. I think it's very, very interesting just how I got to UNISA. Well, it's not an easy journey. So yeah, before I get there, oh my gosh, it was that a public management and governance certificate that I have, but I also did a few studies with the Ora Tambo School of Leadership. So I'm very much interested in this space, and I think mine is I want to apply my creativity, my skills in that space, you know. So not necessarily SA corporate. I want to use those skills for social impact, right? That is what I want to do. And yeah, I don't know. I do feel like I'm low-key aligned because also the opportunities that are coming out my way are with, organizations that value that. And they're also all about social impact, especially in Africa, So yeah, that is it. I said earlier, I think it's a very interesting story to tell about how I got to study visual arts with UNISA. So I've just always had a thing for art, man, and I didn't have the skill. But I really got inspired by Msaki back in the day around 2013 when she released her first album, Zanelisa. Bongezio Mabandla was there, and I was a very awkward child. I went to a boarding school, by the way. So I was very, very awkward. Like I was always in my corner, and I was just very weird. I always did things that people my age don't want to do, okay? People want to go date, drinking, and not sit down and draw and listen to jazz and listen to the news and try to compose songs and stuff. No. So I spent my teenage years doing that in boarding school, and I was like, you know what? I listened to Bongizwe Mabandla, I listened to a lot of Tracy Chapman. I was like, these people, Msagi as well, these creatives, these artists, and not just normal artists, okay? They don't just paint or draw portraits and then put them on the wall and then, yeah. These people are using their art to change society. They're addressing societal issues in their art. I was like, I want to be like that. I want to be like that, Because there was this interest of like, okay, the current affairs space, politics, governance, It's like I have the interest in that space and art as well. And how do I merge the two? And then I got exposed to these amazing artists. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to do that, whether it's through music, through visual arts, but in the creative space, I want to do that. I want to talk about serious things that affect people's lives, and I want to play my part in changing the situations of people. I want to be an agent of change. I want to serve. That's always been my song throughout since I was a teenager and understood what a career is, and you need to have a job. I understood that what I want to do is serve. I want to be an agent of change, right? So then the interest grew with these artists. I was like, okay, now I got interested in drawing. The next thing you know, I'm asking my dad to buy me a guitar. I get a guitar. I'm just this hippie, artsy person, right? So yeah, I finished my matric. I did very well. Um, but I had applied for music at the Nelson Mandela, because it's now NMMU, because before it was NMU, at the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, and I got accepted for music. I did. They're like, okay, we like you, but you need to see your skills. Come sing for us, right? Auditions. They're like, okay, you're in. They even said, because I had applied for a degree in music, and it's like, no, because you don't have experience in music, you didn't do music in high school, we're gonna put you under the diploma program. So you're gonna do the diploma in music program. I'm like, okay. They're like, listen, so everything so far looks good. I had gotten a bursary. Everything looks great. We just need to hear your skills. We just need to hear your voice. We need to understand what is it that we're going to work with, right? And that didn't work out great. And then the next thing you know, they're like, we can't let you do this. You can go for a BA general degree and you'll figure yourself out. Maybe you can join the choir and then just build your voice there, and who knows, next thing you know, you're in the music program. And that just killed me. I'm like, what do you mean? Do you think I don't, do you think I can't sing? What? I have a guitar. What do you mean? Um, so then that, because I had applied to one university, which was the NMMU, next thing you know, I'm home. It's January, people are going to school. I am home. I'm home. I'm not in school. I don't even have a job. I'm home, okay? But that did not kill that passion for me. It did not kill that idea that I want to serve. I want to be a creative that addresses societal issues. I want to be an agent of change. That spirit, that belief did not die. It did not die. And of course, you're home now, and people are starting to tell you, no, just go do nurse and just go do this. I did not. I was like, I became very firm. I was so firm. It was so crazy. My parents thought I was not okay upstairs. They're like, no, our child is a bit cuckoo, because you need to be realistic. You didn't do art in high school, so you won't be accepted in any art institution. And you need to be okay with that. And then I was like, I did a lot of research, and I actually found an art school close to home, and I made a deal with my mother because she wanted me to go even at like a college, just so I don't stay home for that year and not do anything. So I was like, okay, here's a deal. I'm gonna go to the college and I'm gonna do well only if you pay for my art lessons, because next year I want to study art. And then you sign that deal, and she's like, okay, great, you go there and I'll pay for your art lessons. So I studied the certificate in public management and governance, and I did very well. Though at the time it seems like it's something that I just really have to do because, I'm just passing time. I'm not really passionate about this. It's not really something I want to do. At that time, I thought that, right? And I completed my art lessons with this amazing, amazing artist. Her name was it Terence Sanders? Yes. Amazing, amazing, amazing person. She really taught me a lot, and she helped me compile a portfolio. So with that portfolio, I went to UNISA because I knew it was around September, I think 2018. We submit portfolios before you get accepted into a program, right? So I had applied for a BA degree, and they're like, okay, we need a BA degree in visual multimedia. They're like, okay, we need to see a portfolio. Please pull through with stuff that you have done, drawings, paintings, sculptures, anything, that can show us the skills that you have, so that we know if you're fit to be in the program or not. And then I went there, and let me tell you, it turns out my portfolio was not great. But I don't know what happened. I can't even explain because they just said, yeah, we see the skill, we see, it's really not that great. And I think they had a meeting. So I got there at the wrong time. They had a meeting. They had to rush somewhere, and that guy literally just ran, collected the permission letter, and then signed, put my name on the list, and then he said, "Just sign here. Cool. We'll see you next year. I just have to quickly go to a meeting." I was like, "What? What does that mean? Does it mean I'm in the program?" He's like, "Yeah. You'll have to learn. You really have to learn when you get there. Okay." But yeah, you're here. You're in the program. You are officially a UNISA BA Visual Arts degree student. Great. We'll see you next year. I'm like, what? What? Okay. I made it. First year happened. First year happened. It was very, very difficult because remember, it's UNISA. And this, sorry, I'm having a nice coffee of matcha, cup of matcha, sorry. And there's like established artists, right? It's not only first years or like straight from varsity students. There were like four of us. The rest were literally established artists and they knew what they were doing. So you get there, you don't even have an art background. What do you submit on submission dates? Nonsense. Literally, you submit your own things. You're copying, I'm copying drawings from the internet. I'm trying, even though they don't come out that great. I didn't even know what art conceptualization was at the time. And I remember the first critique session, because that's what happens in art schools, right? We have a week where you submit work, you put it on the wall, and everyone gets to see, like students and your lecturers gets to see the work, and then they rate it, and then they'll tell you where to improve, and then you receive your mark for the semester, right? Or for the project, and then they view it. They just do it to all the students, right? In the faculty, in the department, in the modules, right? So the first time they said to me, maybe you should consider doing something else. You don't seem to have the skill. Like we literally see nothing here, right? And then that guy, I remember he took me to see other students' work. He's like, this is what we require. And it seems like you cannot do that. So maybe once you leave here, go to the administration side and maybe change your course. I was broken. I was depressed. My first year was tough because there's now the second project come and they're like, you are still here with your ugly work. Literally. You are still here. This is not art. What you're doing is not art, Reba. Go change. Final year came, I was still there. They're like, no ways. And I failed the art module that I was doing great with, like your art history module, English, and I was so great at that. But the major, first year I did not do well. And then second year, COVID happened second year. And I don't know, I got home and all of a sudden, because it really forced me to be by myself and do research and look at what artists are doing and really understand, but what happens for it to get to be a painting, the thought process, the conceptualization, the research that goes in an artwork. And I understood that. But I think what also helped me, what the lockdown also helped with is I was away from all the people that really did great work. I was away from, because first day, instead of just trying to do work, I was so focused on look at what the others are doing and I can't do that, and it's just, I'll just really feel bad about myself, and speak negatively and think all the negative things about myself. That did not help. So COVID, the lockdown for me was an awakening moment. I was like, I have been sleeping on myself. And listen, The first project in the first in our lockdown, I got a distinction. That's the first time in my degree getting a distinction, second year. From there on, I never looked back. I never looked back. In my final year of the degree, my fourth year, because I still had a bit of like the imposter syndrome. It's just still there. I remember I even submitted late, like a day before, because I did not believe in my work. I was like, I know I've been doing well, but I don't really trust this, right? I don't really trust the work, right? And my lecturer called me and said, Rebana, please submit. Stop it, submit your work. I did. And next thing she calls me, she's like, okay, we do have an exhibition, because you do have an option to like exhibit your work or just send it online, they mark it, and that's it. So I didn't, because I didn't even believe in my work, I did not even want to exhibit the work. I was like, you know what, I'll just send it to you via email, you look at it, and then you tell me what you think, and you give me a score. Yeah. And that score will determine if I graduate or not. Right? So, and she's like, okay, you can come view other people's work and see what other students did. I did not go, and I did not know that that day at that exhibition, I was going to receive a merit certificate for my work in visual arts, for the very same work that I was so scared of submitting. That very same work that I did not believe in got me a merit certificate in my degree, final year. So I graduated with a merit certificate. I got distinctions for both modules, major modules, guys. I did it. And I did not see it. I did not believe it. That's someone who worked in UNISA with zero art experience, who failed dismally first year. But I left with a bang. One thing about me, I will leave with a bang. Even with my previous job, I left with a bang. They will always remember me. So yeah, and I got into the job space after that, corporate space. I'm grateful for the experience. But experience can mean that, it's something that will help, or that you need to elevate. But for some people, experience is, just helping you realize the things that you really want to do and the things that you really are passionate about. So for me, it was that. It made me realize that I am passionate about this space. I am creative. I am an artist, and I can do my job, and I stand out, right? But maybe I want to express and use the skills and apply this creativity in a different environment. That's what it taught me, right? That's what it taught me. And that's what that's what I'm currently doing, going for opportunities that will allow me to use the skills, my creativity, my heart, and projects that are concerned about, the society, not just tabloids and stuff. Are concerned about the people, like projects that are concerned about like real life experiences of people. And that's where I want to use my creativity. That's where I want to work in, So yeah, in a nutshell, that is me. That is Mam Tembu. So with this first episode, I hope that you have the bravery and the courage to go for things that you really want to go for. I pray that the spirit of fear, I pray that you triumph against it. Don't let it dictate you. The world has so many things to offer. Okay, don't look at life and yourself in one lens. It's okay. It's okay to say, maybe this is not working for me. It's okay to say, you know what? It was great. I know I studied this, and but I don't think this is something that I really want to do for long. It's okay to say no to things that make you feel like that don't make you come alive, and say yes to things that make you want to come alive. You should want to be in spaces that really grow the real you. Don't be afraid. And I know this, I mean, I got a lot of people saying, you're in sales economy, you're quitting your job. I'm like, my dreams, my purpose, it's way bigger than sales economy. And in whatever you do, please include God. Whatever it is that you believe in, include it in whatever you do. Keep a positive mindset. You've got this. You are here for beauty. You are here for a reason. Okay? So believe that. Believe in yourself. And it's okay. It's okay. Your purpose and the things that you are here to do don't have to make sense to anyone else but you. Okay, and I know sometimes it does not even make sense to you, but it makes sense to God. Okay, it really makes sense to God, and that should be the only thing that matters. That you shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't be afraid. If it doesn't make sense to your friend, to your mother, to anyone else around you, it's okay. It makes sense to you and God, and that's literally the only thing that matters. Okay? Pray for your heart, and pray for your purpose, and pray for alignment. But also don't waste time or spend your life thinking or obsessing over trying to figure out what's your purpose, what's your life's purpose, what are you here for, because that's just also very boring. Okay, just believe in God, and just always pray that please align me with the things that you really brought me here to do. So pray for alignment, in everything, the people that you have in your life, the things that you do, just ask whatever it is that you believe in to align you with things that you are here for, with the people that will awaken that thing in you that's supposed to be awakened in order for you to do the things that you're really meant to do. So I'm not perfect. I don't know why I'm saying that randomly because I know this episode is probably like all over the place. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I am a strong believer in doing things that really make you happy. Things that you genuinely want to do. And usually that's not the easy route. It's not. It requires some sense of the Lulu, okay? It requires a bit of the Lulu, It's okay to do things that people don't believe in. That's completely fine. You don't need to be explaining yourself all the time. There's no time for that. Sorry. There's no time for that. Time for you to do things that you want to do, believe in things that you truly believe in, and work on those. I'm not saying quit your jobs, guys. I'm not saying do that. But I feel like, I know, I hope this does not sound crazy, but I'm privileged. I really am privileged. And, I literally don't need anything, whether I have a job or not. I have an amazing family that supports me, So I also thought that it also does not make sense for me to follow my dreams. I do feel like I am in this position that I am in because I'm really meant to do and follow things that I want to. Because the situation currently allows me to fly. If I want to fly, the situation allows me to fly. My situation allowed me to quit my job and go do things that I'm really passionate about and go represent my country and go serve. I will do that because my situation allows me to do that. You know? But don't give up if your situation does not allow you to do that. Don't give up on that dream. Don't lose that hope. Don't lose it. You can't afford to lose that. Okay. Thank you. It has been great. Yeah, the first episode of Brave Beginnings with Mam Temu. I enjoyed myself. Though I was literally all over the place. I did not have structure in my episode. I hope episode 2 will be way better. And I hope you enjoy. Please like, subscribe. Again, push that notification icon. Please come here and just journey with me. Let's just be people that speak about anything, but people who are there for each other. It's a safe space. I love you guys. Bye.